Hello, this is Dusty Rose. He calls me his child, what have you. Oh dear, did I do that backwards? Oh well. So I want to tell you a little bit about Divorce and Remarriage in the Church by David Instone-Brewer. This book is an interesting exploration of an issue that definitely divides a lot of churches. How Christians should treat divorce, whether they should allow it, under what conditions they should allow it, and all the same applying to remarriage. David Instone-Brewer spent about 3 years working on his PhD, reading all kinds of rabbinic literature and analyzing Dead Sea Scroll fragments and Jewish divorce certificates, Aramaic, Greek, Latin, marriage and divorce papyri, a lot of Samaritan documents, etc., etc. And he uses all this study that he did to give a context to certain verses in the Bible that, well, let's just say a lot of people argue about them, and this is one of those arguments. I found this book because someone that I knew was considering a divorce, and I wanted to read it in solidarity and kind of understand what was going on. I found something totally different than what I expected, and I had a very different takeaway than most people would think. And this was kind of hysterical because I was newly married when I picked this book up, and I was like, hey, so I'm getting a book in the mail. Please don't be alarmed when it comes. And then I was like, hey, I want to read you this book. Please don't be alarmed, to my husband. I had wanted to be more intellectually honest about my beliefs for a while, but I really had no idea where to start. Asking questions, I'm convinced, is a skill or a talent. Some people have the talent, and some people develop the skill, and I do not yet quite have either. I am developing the skill. So I didn't have language for a lot of the questions that I had until I started reading this book. And I realized that a lot of what I needed was to understand the culture in which scripture was written, the culture in which the words were spoken. I wanted to understand the words the way the people of that day understood them, or at least get as close as I could, because it actually matters. It actually makes a difference. You can't get there completely. There's just too much difference in time, geography, culture, translation, but you can get closer. So what this book was for me, far from being a, handbook as to how I personally should behave, it became the jumping off point for, here are some ways you can better understand the book you base your beliefs off of. On a specific topic. Like, it gave me a specific topic, it explored it in depth as far as this author was able to, and pointed to a bunch of different, pieces of evidence, and I had no idea how badly I needed something in this format. So this book was really my jumping off point into searching for more books about cultural context and historical context of scripture. And that's why I picked this book, even though I kind of got in trouble for it for a while. And that's why this book is on my channel. And for the record, I think that he makes a pretty reasonable argument. And by reasonable, I mean well reasoned out with good evidence. So